Wave 5 just released, but I'm already thinking about Wave 6. When Moonview Highway was announced, everyone was up in arms and panicking that it replaced Wii Rainbow Road, and now Wave 6 is ruined. However, I believe that I've found a solution, so let's predict Wave 6. I'm gonna do something a little bit different from my last Mario Kart video. I'm gonna start with the most obvious track selections first, which funny enough is the first and last tracks of the wave. The first track of the Acorn Cup will be Rome Avanti, and I think this can be a strong opening track. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe seems to nail tracks with a nighttime aesthetic, and I don't think Rome will be an exception here. This track has some good stuff going for it. It has Rocky Wrenches, a unique enemy that isn't in any other Mario Kart 8 track. I hope this isn't a Bangkok Rush situation where a unique asset from the track is completely deleted in the remake for Mario Kart 8. I think this track can be even better if the third variant has you racing on even more ancient Roman architecture. Also, I'd really want the remix for this music to be similar to Athens Dash's remix. Moving on, the final track of the wave will obviously be Wii Rainbow Road. I mean, how else are they going to end the booster course pass? Are you really expecting them to put a Rainbow Road at the end of the third wave and then not put a Rainbow Road at the end of the sixth wave? It makes no sense. What I think really happened is that originally Mushroom Bridge was intended to be in the booster course pass, but early into development, all the tracks got shuffled around, and eventually Mushroom Bridge was gonna be in Wave 5 or Wave 6, which Nintendo didn't want. So since Moonview Highway has a lot of the same assets that Mushroom Bridge has, they replaced it. As for Rainbow Road itself, I expect this track to have a lot of anti-gravity sections, and I really want the star bits from the original track to be in the background. I could see no better end of the booster course pass than ending with one of the best tracks in the series, and having a live orchestrated remix of this song. It would be absolutely perfect. Okay, now I'll go in chronological order. According to the data mines, I believe the second track of the Acorn Cup will either be a GameCube track or a Super Nintendo track. I'm thinking that this will be a GameCube track, which means it's either Dino Dino Jungle or DK Mountain, because like I said, Mushroom Bridge got replaced. DK Mountain is way too similar to DK Summit. Even the track layouts are pretty similar. So I want Dino Dino Jungle to go here. Another thing that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe just seems to get is jungle tracks. They always look really good, so I'm expecting Dino Dino Jungle to look great as well. Some small changes I'd make to this track is that I'd make the beginning section more faithful to the original, where there's item boxes under the dinosaurs, so there's kind of a risk-reward situation going on where to get an item box you have to risk getting hit by the dinosaur, or you can play it safe by going around the dinosaur but you miss items. I really enjoy that dynamic of this section in the track. Another small change that I'd make is I would make the bridge section similar to the jumping note block sections in Music Park, where there's two ramps that alternate between glider ramps and normal ramps. Also, the dinosaur's head should hurt you if you touch it. Just a few things to spice up the last section before the finish line. And can we please get a remix of this song with more instruments than just drums? If Daisy Cruiser can have instrument variety, so can Dino Dino Jungle. The third track of the Acorn Cup is a brand new Nitro track, and I'm gonna put Piranha Plant Pipeline here. I don't want Piranha Plant Cove in this cup because having two jungle tracks back to back would be really redundant. Also, I don't think Piranha Plant Pipeline is fitting for the finale cup of the Booster Course Pass. I'll admit, I wasn't initially sold on this track, but after playing it in Mario Kart Tour, I think it has the potential to be one of the best tracks in Mario Kart 8, since it seems like it was tailor-made for that game. This track could make excellent use of the anti-gravity mechanic by having you go upside down and all around in these pipes, having to dodge fuzzies and spider webs. It's a mechanic I've wanted to see in a Mario Kart 8 track since the game originally released. Seeing that this could finally be a possibility is amazing. Also, that music is really good. It reminds me of Piranha Plant Slide's music, which is a really good song in Mario Kart 8, so I expect no less from this song's remix. The last track of the Acorn Cup is a slot that no one seems to know what it is. It hasn't been data mined, and honestly, I'm putting Airship Fortress here. It's too perfect for the final wave. Please, Nintendo, bring this track back. It's my favorite track in the series. Literally, just ripping the model from Tour and placing it in Mario Kart 8 without any changes would already make it one of the best tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Although I would have the final tower section be an anti-gravity. And for Wave 6 to be the best wave, it needs to have huge fan favorites like this one, not just Rainbow Road and Dino Dino Jungle. And a live remix of this song could legitimately be one of the best songs in the game as well. It's just too perfect, which is why Nintendo's probably not going to put it in the Booster Course Pass. But I really see no other option than to place Airship Fortress here. The first track of the Spiny Cup is one that you're gonna need to hear me out on. I'm putting Piranha Plant Cove here. Now, one thing I've noticed about this track is that it's pretty simple. The theme is really cool. A jungle track combined with a nighttime aesthetic could legitimately be one of the best looking tracks in the game, base game included. The more I look at this track though, the more I see a cup starter, not a cup ender or a penultimate track in a cup. Especially considering that this track uses the Tour City formula where each lap changes its route. I'm not saying that the track looks bad, it actually looks really good, but I don't see it being put anywhere else than the start of the Spiny Cup. And I'd really want to see what a live performance of this song would sound like. For the second track of the Spiny Cup, I was debating whether or not to put a Nitro track here or a Super Nintendo track, but in the end, I'm putting Bowser Castle 3 here. Yes, it's tradition to have a Bowser's Castle before Rainbow Road, but this track is more on the simple side, so I don't think it should be the penultimate track to the final cup. I have high hopes that this track will look really good and will play really good, especially with its anti-gravity parts. I would still change the ending turn so that lava spewers come up underneath the chains. I just want another Bowser's Castle track, please! The third track of the Spiny Cup will be one final Nitro course, and honestly, I got nothing to go off of from the data mines, so I'm just gonna make something up. I do have an idea in mind, but first I gotta give you a little history lesson. Did you know that in Super Mario Kart, most of the track themes are based off of locations from Super Mario World? You got Donut Plains, Vanilla Dome, Chocolate Island, the Valley of Bowser, the Ghost Houses, and Star Road. What's weird is some of the locations from Super Mario World aren't in Super Mario Kart, like the Forest of Illusion. But Wildwood satiated my need for a good forest track in Mario Kart. What about Yoshi's Island? Well, we got a Yoshi's Island track that's amazing, so there's no need for that one either. What about Butter Bridge? Butter Bridge is the shortest area in Super Mario World, and it has enemies like Sumo Bros, Paratroopas, and even Monty Moles. I've always wanted a sky themed track where you're driving through ancient architecture and there's Sumo Bros stomping lightning bolts onto the track, and you're bouncing on mushrooms and avoiding paratroopas. This track could be called Butter Bridge, but I'd want something that resembles the Shangri Spa from Paper Mario Origami King. Sky themed tracks are some of my favorite tracks in the Mario Kart series, so a new one is always welcome. I think I'll call this track Sumo Sanctuary. And those are the tracks I'm predicting for Wave 6. I honestly think that this would be my favorite wave out of all of them if this was the reality. However, that's not all. There's also 2 more characters that are going to be introduced with this wave. Diddy Kong is an obvious one that needs to return. It's honestly incredible that he hasn't even returned yet. It seemed like he should have been in the base game. With the second character, I really think it's going to be Funky Kong. Imagine watching the reveal trailer for Wave 6 and he's revealed alongside Wii Rainbow Road. It would be perfect. There's something kind of fishy here though. Wave 6 is only introducing 2 new characters, while Wave 5 is introducing 3? It seems like Wave 6 is hiding something more. What is that more? I don't know. I see 3 possibilities. Number 1 is that they add new battle tracks. I'll bring up the battle tracks that I proposed in my last video. If you haven't seen it, Block Fort and Funky Stadium are both really popular battle tracks that should return if they were to bring them back. And Kamek's Laboratory just sounds like a really fun new idea for a battle track. There could be fake item boxes being made in the laboratory that get thrown into the track to trick players. And Brinstar Depths sounds like a really good battle track too, because it made an amazing battle map in Nintendo Land. The second possibility that I see is that maybe Wave 6 is actually introducing 8 new characters, and that there's a whole nother row of 6 more characters that they're gonna add. The final possibility is the most unlikely, but it could be that they're announcing a second booster course pass in the reveal trailer for Wave 6. And there's always the option that for no reason Wave 5 just introduces more characters than Wave 6, and Wave 6 doesn't have anything else special. But I swear to God, if they do not add Airship Fortress, I'm gonna complain about it online like the scared keyboard warrior that I am. In all seriousness, this DLC has been some of the most rewarding content I've played for any game. I never would have expected Mario Kart 8 to get any DLC at all, let alone 48 new tracks. At the end of the day, I'm not really gonna care that much if they don't add Airship Fortress. I'm just excited to see how they finish this whole thing off. Anyways, that was my predictions, and as always, subscribe to my OnlyFans.